Good morning. Hey, just catching you on an early morning. I try to usually get on this thing around Friday afternoon when I make a recording, but it was a long weekend, a awesome weekend. Hey, my name is Question, just like the word question. Um, want to talk for just a second about an idea that I've run into that I thought was super awesome. So the idea is basically a builder and a cleaner. And it's like, okay, well, builder's going to build something, cleaner's going to clean something. Great. All right, so we're going to get off of the literal sense of builder and cleaner and get to, I guess you can call it a metaphorical or maybe a figurative sense. All right. Now, the builder in business oftentimes is described as the entrepreneur, the founder, the individual that creates a company and takes it from, here to there, zero to one, all of those things. And those people oftentimes, or famously, I should say, will have a cult following, people that are with them to the very end of everything, just because, they create such a tight circle of devotees, of um, hard workers, of people that just believe in the vision. These are like your first and second uh, round of hires. Oftentimes, the builder is described as a visionary. Builder is a visionary because the funny thing about it is they're going to be the ones that see where they want the company to go. That reminds me of the first time that I deployed to Iraq combat zone, and we had our job to do. We did the job, we came home, everything was great. I remember seeing a documentary, I believe it was on Netflix not long after that, that explained the thought processes and the decision making behind the Iraq war. And in the very beginning, it was very intentional, it was very deliberate, there was a specific vision. And towards the middle, it got muddied. And there was a lot of confusion and infighting and things that were just not conducive to achieving the original mission, or maybe even the follow-on mission. Maybe the original vision was fulfilled, and the follow-on was never considered or whatever. But I tell you one thing, us little regular grunts on the ground in country, you knew the difference. It didn't feel like you had something specific to do. You knew that you had to go and do a job, but it never felt like, hey, we're accomplishing this so that we can do that. Right. So when the vision gets lost, that's when you really need to reassess that vision as a builder. But then you also need to reassess your capabilities. And while you're reassessing those capabilities, it may be time to look into bringing in what we call a cleaner. Now, the cleaner is going to be an individual that is very organized, very systemic. They're going to bring in systems. They're going to set up, um, I guess you could call it, they're going to set up systems, for lack of a better word or another word. They're going to set up systems that are going to allow you to achieve either the vision or maybe the follow on mission that's supposed to be done, whatever the case may be. Now, best example that I can think of off the top of my head, Steve Jobs was the builder at Apple, right? He built all these different products that people love, super obsessed with the design and everything, and they made all this money and did great things. And then, of course, he passed away. But then you look at Tim Cook, who has heralded the company to, even greater amounts of money and all of this, but he hasn't actually produced a lot of much of anything that would be fanatical. I would imagine that the original Apple people are Apple people because of Steve Jobs, and I don't think there are people that are Apple people that are because of Tim Cook. If you understand what I'm saying, I think that's Probably the best example that I can think of that people would understand. So, what does that mean for me? I know that for my company, I have a vision of where it will be, what it should do, how it will exit, and the type of people that will gravitate towards it. Now, organizing all of that and systemizing all of that, I have an idea of how to do those things. But just like I have a degree in accounting and I'm not an accountant, I have an idea and I understand the concept of those things. However, how to truly and fully implement those things, that's the tough part. So, um, but it all goes back to, the original ethos, transforming the American workforce one entrepreneur at a time. Like that's what it boils down to. And that's one of those things that I have to keep in mind. All right, I'm gonna go and get on out of here. Go ahead and knock out your workout, do what you got to do. But that was just a thought that I had. I wanted to share that before I get my day started. You all enjoy yourselves. Again, question, just like the word question, but without an I. Y'all have a good one.